So today we're gonna be talking about one of the most important things, but most forgotten in game design and in movie design. The fucking sound. Most people just ignore it, right? But the music, the sound effects, the background, the ambience, it's all important when building a game together. Without any of that, it would just be empty noise. So how do we fill up that empty noise with something meaningful? Let's take a look at Trackmania. The reason I want to look at Trackmania is for sound effects. Not as background music, because you know, there is none, but the sound effects are fucking nice, okay? But just for example, let's look at when somebody speeds by you. Now, when thinking of somebody speeding past you, can't only be visually stimulating. It also has to be auditory. For example, think about it like this. Let's say that that you're walking down the street at the middle of the night, right? You're all alone. Now, if you only relied on visual stimulation, you can't see the 10,000 dark creatures sneaking up behind you, ready to steal your wallet and end your life. Now, that's how it is for racing games. For that specific sound, Trackmania developers made it sharp. It made it speedy. But now just listen to it. Now, wasn't that a sick ass sound? I mean, it was cool, but it's a sad sound, right? That's when you know it's the moment of time and point where you realize that you've lost, right? You've lost a bunch of speed and your time is significantly slowed down. I mean, but not only this, but this sound design, right? You could hear the speed by before the car's even on screen. It's pretty hard for me to show visually, but you can see the audio signals pop up before the car's even on screen, knowing that you're about to get past. And that's just good sound design. But where Trackmania is lacking is background music. The other games don't have that. Such as Guilty Gear. The Guilty Gear, right? It's the game that stayed metal since the beginning. With every single one of its fucking horrible releases, horrible games. Out of anything, the one thing that shined through them all is the fucking music. The music was always good. The music was always fucking nice. It always fit the theme, and it was always pristine. That's what games should aim for, right? But the new release of Guilty Gear 3, there's even better music now. And it's all thanks to Guilty Gear's composer, Daisuke Ishiwatari. Look, I probably fucked up the name both times, but him, okay? He's a metal and rock player. So, you know, with that comes these type of fucking tracks. Now, all these tracks are top tier shit. Amazing. It just fits inside the world of Guilty Gear, story-wise and gameplay-wise. Other games do this too. Let's not forget Mario, Legend of Zelda, Doom, every single fucking rhythm game. Super Smash Bros, Dragon Quest, the fucking Wii U menu music, and my favorite out of all of them, Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 3's OST, oh my god. So out of anything, my favorite genres in music are rock, rap, hip-hop, fucking just a whole category, a list. But out of anything, the most that stick out are rap and hip-hop. You can see that through looking through my Spotify playlist, which I have linked in the description, which is still not finished. But the important thing is that mostly every song in there is just fucking rap and hip-hop. Excluding a few outliers, obviously. This is important because Street Fighter's OST is mostly filled with hip-hop, jazz, and fucking rap. And I love it to death. And the thing is, people don't realize, but these three fucking genres are so good for fucking fighting. Whereas in real life or fighting games. Because
it just flows together well. And have you heard a Cowboy Bebop song? It's just so fucking good. And if it flows together, it's smooth. It's fucking smooth. That's the most important thing about things. It's smooth.
But just because something sounds smooth doesn't mean that it's important, right? The most important thing out of all of them is reaction time. Alright, let's get started. So, first thing I want to talk about. No rhythm games. Rhythm games, as an example, would just be way too easy. Let's not use those. So instead, FPS games, something rather simple, easy to understand. So let's say you join an FPS game, which I'm sorry this is Roblox, but it's the easiest for me to record. But let's say you join an FPS game, right? So Arsenal doesn't have a minimap, but let's say this, right? There's a shot that pops up on top of your minimap. Although it doesn't give you the location of the shot, it just shows you that there's a shot somewhere. Now how do you decide where it comes from? You can either look around for them, or, a lot easier, use your senses. Hear them, right?
Now just by listening, you have found out that the person is right behind you sniffing your neck.
Why'd you let that happen?
Okay, now that you have a very basic understanding of sound in 3D space, we have to actually talk about how it relates to reaction time. But first off, I do want to say a base fact. Sound does improve reaction time. Since you're using two senses now, visual and sound, it makes it a lot easier to react to things when there's actually noise added onto it. So first off, let me put you in a very bad situation. Say that somebody's in your house and they broke into it with a Nerf blaster. Gotta be family friendly. The first thing you want to do is try to find a way to either hide or dodge, right? So look at their hand movements. That's visual. So you hear the sound of Nerf blaster and you duck, you dodge. Now that's reaction time in accordance to visual and auditory, which will help you a lot in video games. Let's say a fighting game, right? Which is gonna be a lot of my examples since, you know, I've gotten really deep into that fighting game rabbit hole. But playing Answer for the Future, you're fighting a whole horse who's infinitely zoning you. The one way you could dodge is by, you know, looking at the screen and see what they're doing. Oh, and also you can hear them fucking yelling, I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm. Although this video felt kind of underwhelming, it is important. It's important to play with sound. I mean, sorry if you're deaf, but yeah, it is important to play with sound. It's very important. It takes a big hold and a big chunk when you play. So, all of my weird fucking friends who don't play with sound, what the hell is wrong? I'm just wondering, how the hell do you do that? It's so fucking weird. Hey, don't pull a fucking ending on me. No, explain to me. How the hell do you play like that?